rough. I had no intentions of making a live video, getting on here. It's been a long day, and I just wanted to go to bed, but the Holy Spirit of God just kept pressing upon me to come on here and to be a vessel. So come on in. I'll give it a couple minutes. I ain't gonna hold y'all long, uh, but come on in. Let's talk about healing. Let's talk about healing. Let's talk about trauma. Let's talk about it. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. I'll give y'all a minute to come on in. And even if this finds you guys later, that's okay. It will find you when God means for it to find you. And of course, I'm not a prophetess, I'm not a pastor or anything like that. I am a woman saved by the grace of God, who's been through a lot. The Lord has walked me through a lot in life, and He is healing me, and I am still in the healing process. Um, and He has asked me to share the things that He has walked me through, um, that it might be a tool or a light in the darkness for somebody else to come to Jesus and be healed as well from the things that the enemy meant to devastate you, meant to traumatize you, meant to destroy you from the purpose and the plan of God for your life. So I'm just a vessel. There ain't nothing special about me, I promise you. I am a woman of a certain age, a single mom, just trying to make it. Um, um, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and Jesus came for me at the perfect time because His ways are perfect, to save my soul. And that was almost 5 years ago. And I've been single and walking with Jesus and falling and walking and falling and walking and learning and the stretching and the pressing and the refiner's fire. But I tell you one thing, I do not regret 1 mile of it, I promise. So come on in here. So I'm gonna get started. Uh like I said, I had no intentions in getting on here and making a video. I just got back from the trip. If you guys follow me on Facebook, I went to a missions trip in Mexico and El Paso, Texas. And I'm still recovering. Baby, it's tired. I's tired, baby. But anyway, I got off work at 5 tonight and helped my son mow the lawn and stuff. And I was showered and in my jammies, as y'all can see me looking rough. Please forgive. Please, 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 please forgive. I had no intentions in making a video, and the Holy Spirit just pressed upon me to get on here and be a vessel. So I'm gonna get started. I was scrolling. How you doing, Junior? I was scrolling and I saw this video, and it was a man in the car at the gas station, and he was putting gas in his car. In the car was his young son. So probably like about 8 years old. And coming walking across the gas station parking lot was the mother of this young son. Um, and she was addicted to drugs. And so the dad says the little boy hadn't seen him. I'm doing good, Michelle. How are you, baby? And so the young boy hadn't seen her, but you could hear the commentary from the dad and said, "Here's his mom. He hasn't seen her. The little boy hadn't seen her in about a year and a half, and she was addicted to drugs." So the mom comes walking up to the car, and the dad did not treat her with contempt. The dad did not scorn her or yell at her or call her at her name or any of that. He respected her even in her mess. He respected her as the mother of his son. And he called her over, and you could tell she was tweaking. And he said, "Do you guess who's in the car?" And I didn't hear exactly what she said. and he opened the door so that their son could see her. It had been a year and a half. And so when he opened the door, the boy was looking at dad, and mom was kind of standing over to the side, and he made eye contact with mom. And you can just see the joy in his face. And he hugged his mom. And I'm going to cry because healing is a process. And I remember when my mom was addicted to drugs, and I had to go and stay with my dad and my stepmom. And if you guys have watched my lives, you've heard that part of my testimony, and it was hell. But I held on to the word that my mom gave me. She says, I'm going to come back and I'm going to get you. And I never knew when I was going to see her again. And I had to stop watching the video because immediately it brought up those feelings. And I cried, but then I immediately said, Jesus, heal that part of me, the little girl inside of me that's still affected by the rejection of my mother when she chose drugs over me. Heal that part of me so I don't carry this for the rest of my life. And it made me realize that healing is a process. God will deliver you and set you free from certain things at certain times in your life. And who knows if we ever become 100% set free from the things that we carry, or the things that we've been through, or the traumas, or the neglect, or the rejection, or any of the things like that. But we have to accept that healing in the moment. And you know, the thing about it is, my son was sitting here watching me, and I couldn't even control those tears. I couldn't even control it because it took me instantly back to that age. And I was probably, I don't know, 8. You know, she did that to me on and off, you know, throughout my young childhood years, all the way through my adult years, you know, and, you know, until she passed away, you know, and I was over 30 when she passed away. And do not despise small beginnings. If anything that I have shared with you has led you to the feet of Jesus to ask the Lord to heal you from the trauma, accept that small beginning. It's not all going to happen overnight. It's not all going to happen all at one time, because I've been on this journey with Jesus for 4.5 years. And I remember the first time he did it when I was laying on my floor in my farmhouse, and I was crying out to God. And my question to God was, why did you allow me to go through all of this stuff? Why did you allow me? And this was the response I heard in my spirit. I had to allow it to happen because it was going to develop strength and tenacity in you and endurance for where I'm taking you. You can take that answer and you can go one of two ways. You could say, what type of God will let somebody blah, 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 and be angry? Or you could surrender. And I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired of going through things in my life that the trauma that was inflicted on me, it pushed me into those things, if that makes sense. I kept trying to stuff trauma down. I kept trying to acting like it wasn't affecting me. I'm good. I'm a survivor. It didn't affect me. I'm a strong Black woman and all of the things. And all the while on the inside of me, baby, I was torn. I was putting on that mask every day, putting on the front like I had it all together. And I was hurting. And I was hurting. And it wasn't until God came to me and he called me to his own. And he said, you got to go back to that stuff one more time. But this time I'm going to free you from it. I had swept all of that stuff under the rug. Baby, that rug had a big old lump in it. It was the elephant in my room. But I didn't want to deal with it. It was easier for me to put on a front every single day and go through my life pretending that I wasn't wounded than to turn around and face those things and deal with it face to face. But for such a time as that was, God because I couldn't do it on my own. I couldn't face those demons. I couldn't face that trauma on my own. I had to face that trauma with Jesus Christ. You can't face it on your own either. Whatever the trauma might be in your life. For me, it was neglect and rejection from both of my parents. It was molestation. It was rape. It was teen pregnancy. It was being cheated on by my husband. It was emotional and mental and physical abuse. It was so very many things until it just started erupting out of me like a volcano. And I couldn't deal with it no more. I don't know why God wanted me to get on here and say all of this, but there is somebody that if you are not watching live right now, you will see this. God is trying to get you to address the things that you have been through. He doesn't want you stuffing it down anymore. He wants you to be free, but you cannot do it without him. Do you hear me? If you try to address this without Jesus Christ, the enemy will eat you alive with it. Because I've done that. I've done that. And it made the situation worse. It wasn't until Jesus was by my side could I face these demons and allow the Lord to rub the healing balm of Gilead on those wounds. And today, when I saw that video, that was just one more wound that needed to be healed. The little girl that was inflicted with such pain, she still has healing inside of there, and God is dealing with it. There's a little person inside you that's still affected by the things that you've had to endure, or just you as an adult. If you didn't endure anything while you was a kid, if all of your trauma and your stuff came as an adult, God is ready. He wants you to deal with it because he has something so great on the other side. And if you don't walk through the healing process with Jesus, when that thing comes, you will sabotage it. It will be destroyed because you're not coming from a place of healing. You're coming with all the baggage, with all the wounds, with all the, if you're waiting on a spouse, because I'm waiting on my somebody, don't mind the way I look right now. I can put myself together when I need to. The Lord has allowed me to be single for 4.5 years. Why? So that he can address all of this. So that when he does bring me my kingdom person, I'm not bringing all that baggage with me. I'm not bringing all the hurt. I'm not bringing all the trauma and the pain. I'm not bleeding all over somebody that didn't cut me. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. I'm not pouring this out on my son. Because whatever I refuse to deal with in my life, he gonna have to. And that's not even his battle to fight. I have to be brave. I can't be a coward and run from the things that I had no control of. I have to face this thing and deal with it. So he doesn't have to. So I don't know why I was supposed to say all of that. I mean, I know why, but please forgive how I look, y'all. I love y'all. And I pray that the Lord sets you free, that you allow the Lord to set you free, because the choice is ours. The choices are either we can face this thing or we can keep running. But let me ask you, how's that working for you? How's that working for you? It wasn't working very well for me. And as uncomfortable as it is to face the things, I know that I'm not facing it alone. All of heaven is with me. My Father in heaven is with me. And because he is good, it will be good on the other side of it. Okay? I love y'all. I be praying for y'all. And I pray that anything that I say impacts at least one person. And then it's all worth it. Go to Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He's the only way. Stop trying to do it in your own strength. Go to Jesus. Okay? I love you guys. Good night.